venomous.
Ouch! You beast! Good pig. Good piggy. Sit.
You rotten old cow. You don't know a ministering angel from a knacker. Bad luck. I hope it hurts like hell.
Have you done it, Mr. Elliot?
Afraid not, Mr. Dent. Didn't bring the right instruments with me.
That's what Mr. Farnham said when he called. You're a right mess, lad.
Yes. The pain's making her irritable. She moved a little fast when I was examining the ear.
And Mr. Farnham said that, too.
Did he? I'll call again in a day or so, Mr. Dent. Nothing serious. Just an oral hematoma.
Aye, so he told me.
I'll be getting along. Don't worry about her, Mr. Dent.
I won't. You can do the worrying.
My young assistant had hold of the head rope, and there was old Ransom hauling on the tail, like the anchor man of a tug-of-war team. And there I was, with my little knife, trying to get this damn great stallion. Good God. What the hell's that?
Me.
It certainly is. What on earth have you been up to, James?
Dent's pig's ear?
Ah, yes, of course. You know Felicity, don't you?
Oh, yes. Nice to see you.
No bother, I trust.
Some?
But you did the job.
No.
Oh, James. Simple little thing like that. I'd have done it myself if I hadn't been rushed off my feet.
So Dent explained. I was rushed off my feet, too.
Always see a job through, James. I don't like an animal left to suffer. Now, if you wouldn't mind removing that fragrance, which doesn't go with gin and it, we'll talk about it later.
Right. Sorry about the fragrance.
Go away. Don't be misled, Felicity. There's nothing wrong with young James that a hot shower won't put right, but one has to take a firm line with the young.
Lovable, how I love to be your one and only. Could you care a little bit for only me?
Oh, for God's sake, it's into the building is outing.
I require prior notice of these invitations.
Prior notice? How the hell could I give you that? Bob's only just asked me. James, turn off that ruddy noise.
As it happens, I'm on call tonight. What are you doing tonight, James?
Nothing?
What makes two of us? No problem. Enjoy yourself, Tristan.
You mean I can go?
Why not? The fort is manned.
Well, that's grand. Thanks, Siegfried.
Try not to get beastly drunk.
On a bell ringer's outing, some hope.
It's not a hope, it's a distinct probability. Hangovers impair efficiency. You've had too many lately, and that's another thing. Don't make it too late at night. Tomorrow looks like being an extremely busy day.
I shall be the incarnation of moderation. Breakfast will find me bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Any beer going?
Help yourself.
How about you, James?
Yes, thanks.
I saw Helen with Richard Edmondson earlier.
Well, what have they got to say for themselves?
Oh, I didn't speak to them. They just swept by in his Bentley.
So what about it?
Well, nothing at all, really. Just happens to be the third time in 10 days I spotted them together. Do you think he's making a serious play for her?
That's what the country does for empty minds, James. You're turning into the worst kind of village gossip.
Oh, absolute rubbish. Helen's a damned attractive girl. I'd call it intelligent
It's
speculation.
idle speculation. That's what gossip's all about. Who Helen chooses to go out with is absolutely no concern of ours.
Helen who?
Alderson. I don't suppose you know her.
Yes, you met her when he went up to plaster that calf's leg for her father. Did you, James?
Who's Richard Edmondson?
Owns the Yorkshire Echo. Took it over when his old man snuffed it a couple of years back.
Very good fellow, as a matter of fact. Who wrote this rubbish?
All the girls go potty about him, and all the mothers are right behind their daughters, cheering them on.
So special about him?
The obvious things, I'm sorry to say. Handsome, witty, charming, man of the world with pots of money.
The way women look at these things, he is a damn good catch by any standard.
Only he hasn't been caught yet.
Exactly.
And look who's speculating now.
Simply expressing a personal opinion. I'll express another one. I think that young Helen could land him if she set her mind on it.
What's biting you, James?
Nothing. Why?
Good Lord. It can't be, not already.
Are you dribbling about now?
I detect recognizable symptoms, James, my boy. You may safely confide in your Uncle Tristan. Have you fallen for the delectable Helen?
Don't be an ass. He set eyes on her once.
These things can happen, you know, James. That's what the French call the coup de foudre. Well, no need to be shy with us. Admire your taste. Nothing like setting your sights high.
Here, here. Now, I must love you and leave you. Can't keep the bell ringers waiting.
Don't forget what I told you.
My dear brother, as though I could.
Hello? No, this is James Herriot. Oh, hello, Mr. Cooper. What's the trouble? I see. Yeah, yes, I see. No, that's quite all right. I'll get out there as quickly as I can. Bye.
What do you want, James?
Newly calved cow collapsed in the beck. Milk fever, he thinks.
The times they choose. Can you cope, James?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much. Tristan isn't back yet.
What?
His bed hasn't been slept in.
Good Lord. Think they've had an accident?
I know exactly the sort of accident he's had. I shall see to it personally that his recovery is prolonged and painful.
Yes. Well, I better be off.
Yes, all right, James. See you at breakfast.
Tristan? What on earth are you
Do
doing?
not shout, my friend. I implore you, do not shout.
I am whispering, you complete and utter
And
idiot.
don't rebuke me, James. I'm the victim of a hideous conspiracy. Blasted bell ringers. With no sense of restraint, none at all. Just because it's an outing, nothing but grandsire triples, if you take my meaning.
When did you get back?
No idea. Hours ago. Freezing to death. I didn't dare knock you up.
You've got a key.
I got it.
Brilliant. Siegfried's gonna skin you alive. Now get out. I'm off on a job.
You mustn't know. You wouldn't give your friend away.
Bad luck. He already knows.
Knows?
He came down when the phone rang.
That's that. I've always liked you, James. Don't think too badly of me when I'm gone.
Oh, God! You've been sick all over the passenger seat.
Have I?
Yes, you bloody well have.
That's very inconsiderate of me. I apologize. Can I go into the house now, please?
Thank you.
Hello, old chap. Had a good night.
We're too late. Dead, isn't she?
She's pretty far gone, I'm afraid. There may still be some life in her.
Damn, I hope so. That's one of my best milkers. All this happens to good ones.
It does with milk fever. Give her the bag, Ernie.
Is that all you can do?
Try and get some calcium into her vein. Hold that for me, will you?
I reckon she's gone.
She hasn't gone. She's still with us. And the heartbeat's there. It's getting stronger.
You're just hearing things.
Yes. The right things. Well, I'll give her a few minutes. Then we'll try and roll her onto her chest.
Mr. Elliot, wherever have you been?
Up to my middle in the beck rescuing a cow.
It's you that needs rescuing.
What's that?
Cooking brandy. You'll get that inside you.
Thanks, Mrs. Hall. Oh, gosh, that's marvellous.
Well, it might stop you getting pneumonia.
Just about. Can't even feel my feet. Oh, by the way, sausages.
Sausages?
Present for Mr. Cooper.
What, not Dan Cooper? Oh, that old skinflint. What will the world come to next?
I thought it was very decent of him. A small gesture of his appreciation.
For services rendered, no doubt.
That's the sort of thing, yes.
Well, if his wife made them, they won't be bad. Now, you get them things off and finish your tea. The water's up for once, so if you look sharpish, you can have a hot bath before breakfast.
These sausages are perfection. They're absolutely sensational. You don't know what you're missing, Tristan.
I don't want to know, thank you.
Are you sure you're a present from Dan Cooper?
Yes, a small token of his appreciation.
A small token of my appreciation, Mr. Harriet. I really would appreciate hearing those words coming out of the face.
Well, he didn't actually put it quite like that.
Ah.
You see, last week they killed a pig.
Believe me, no pig was ever killed in better cause. And you're telling me that these sausages are a spontaneous reward for your excellent services?
Well, aren't they?
James, as a Scotsman, you have much to learn about the Yorkshireman. Our sausages cost 6pence a pound. Say Dan gave you 3, call it 1 and 6pence, much less, in fact, since it was his own pig. I know exactly the way that crafty buzzard mind works. Generosity, alas, doesn't enter into it. He's calculating the long-term effects of this gift.
What long-term effects?
Decent fellow, Dan Cooper. Those marvellous sausages, I know we'll knock a quid off his bill. That's how he thinks our minds work. Well, mine doesn't. Shame, isn't it? Great Scott, I will knock a quid off his bill.
What are you on about now?
That man has just given me an idea of astonishing brilliance, one that'll have far-reaching consequences for all of us. Why on earth didn't I think of it before?
What is it?
Pigs.
Pigs?
Pigs, what else? If an old stye at the bottom of the garden, there's a boiler in the yard for the swill. Why should we spend good money at the grocer's for our bacon and sausages when, with a small initial outlay, we can have our own for nothing?
Well, it's certainly an idea.
It's a rotten one. You're daft, Siegfried. Keeping pigs is a time-consuming operation. You don't know what you're taking on.
I'm not taking anything on, dear brother. You are.
What?
Well, sure, I don't have to spell it out. After last night's performance, I've shown the most remarkable restraint. I seem to remember some passing reference to appearing at this breakfast table, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You should see yourself as James and I see you now. The truth of the matter is, you're fast becoming a drunken, idle shirker.
That's damn well not fair. I feed and water that ruddy mare of yours, groom her, muck her out.
It's hardly a labour of Hercules, not even enough to keep you out of mischief. No, my dear brother, I have your interests at heart. I shall buy 7 wieners and you shall be their swineherd. Save your breath to cool your porridge. My mind is made up. 7's the perfect number. When the time comes, we'll sell 6. Keep the 7 for ourselves. I'll teach you how to slaughter it. If you can do a post-mortem, it's halfway to being a good butcher. It's the marvellous thing about a pig. You use everything. There is no wastage. Meat for roasting, bacon for curing, buckets of lard, gallons of blood for black puddings, trotters, chitterlings, bath chaps, brawn, and of course you use the intestines for sausage skins. That's what he needs, you know, James, a new interest in life. Or death, depending how it takes you. Oh, well. Oh, let the day unfold.
Isn't it going to be a busy one?
Now, why do you say that?
Well, I only thought you said last
Oh,
night that
James, sometimes you just don't listen. It's the joy of our trade, though, isn't it? You simply never know. Things just build up out of the blue. You start by putting your feet up and you end being rushed off them. Oh. What's your programme?
I suppose I better have another crack at Dent's pig's ear.
Good idea. You do that.
It really needs 2.
Nonsense. Simple little thing like that.
Yes, the job is. She's a vicious old monster.
Oh, really? I didn't get that impression. Still, if you can't manage alone, get Dent to give you a hand. Morning, Miss Harbottle. Early on the scene.
Morning.
It's past 9, Mr. Farnan. I answered the phone as I came in.
And?
Mr. Heaton out at Bronsett. Dead sheep. He'd like a post-mortem.
Is he still on the line?
Yes.
Tell him, will you, we'll be out in about half an hour.
Very well.
Thank you, Miss Harbottle.
We?
Yes, I'd like you to come along. I gather they teach you blokes a pretty hot post-mortem procedure. Like to see you in action.
Fine.
Come on, then.
What about dead sow?
Go to hell with dead sow. Come on, boys. What on earth are you doing upstairs? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on down, one of you.
Where are you going? Heaton's is the other end of the village.
Not Heaton's, James. Seaton's.
Miss Harbottle said that we were
Seaton's.
Siegfried, I promise you,
Look,
Miss
James, Miss Harbottle delivered me a message. I'm not hard of hearing. She said Seaton's, clearly and distinctly, as I said just now. Sometimes you just don't listen. Say that, dogs. Gah! I didn't bring my PM knife. You got yours on you?
Afraid not.
Never mind. No problem. They'll lend us something. Hello? Hello?
Why, Mr. Farnham, what a nice surprise, Mr. Harriet.
I need a carving knife, please.
A carving knife?
Yes, Mrs. Eden, a carving knife, sort of knife you carve meat with. A good sharp one, please.
I'm sorry, yes, of course, Mr. Farnham. Just a minute.
This is no damn good. It's got to be a really sharp one for this job, don't you see?
So, best carver, Mr.
I
Farnham.
don't care what it is. Have you got a steel? Thank you, Mrs. Eden. Where's your husband?
He's out.
What?
In the field somewhere.
Oh, we just have to manage alone. Haven't got all day. Where's the sheep?
Sheep?
Mrs. Seaton, I'm a very busy man. You've got a dead sheep. Your husband telephoned this morning. He wants a post-mortem.
No, Mr. Farnham.
Yes, Mrs. Seaton.
But, Mr. Farnham, we haven't got any sheep.
Really?
Cattle. A few pigs. Poultry. No sheep. Ask Mr. Harriet.
Is this true, James?
It was true when I came up a month ago.
Well, you failed to inform me. Mrs. Seaton, we owe you an apology. I can't understand how this silly misunderstanding arose. I'm extremely sorry.
Oh, it's nothing, Mr. Farnham. I'm sure it's Mr. Heaton who wants to see you. Two names like ours, we're always getting mixed up.
James?
Yes?
You really have to be a bit more careful in future. That sort of thing. Not any embarrassing. It's a bad impression. Oh, there you are, James. Mrs. Pumphrey was on the telephone. She wants you to see her pig.
Pig, Siegfried.
Don't be tiresome, James. She has a 6-week-old pig. She wants it examined for soundness.
I suppose Tricky Woo's Bottom's playing him up again.
James, I'm not in the habit of repeating myself. However, pig, pig, pig. She has a pig. She wants it thoroughly vetted. Now, you know how I feel about these examinations. I'd not like you to skimp it in any way. If I were you, I should pay particular attention to its wind. Have it well galloped round the paddock before you get your stethoscope on it. And for goodness sake, don't miss anything obvious like curbs or ring bones. Take its height while you're at it. Then have the measuring stick along.
Yes.
Right. Well, off you go and see her at once, James. Oh, by the
Right,
by,
you are, Siegfried.
I saw Croxton. You can leave the Austin on your way back.
What for?
Engine needs a rebore. Using far too much oil.
Look, I know that, Siegfried. How did you know?
You've been sending up smoke signals all over the countryside. See you tonight, James. Interesting to see how Mrs. Pumphrey can ruin a pig's digestion.
Oh, I thought Mr. Farnham was in here.
He's just gone out, Mrs. Hall.
Well, there's a gentleman come to see him.
Oh, would you show me, please?
Would you come in, please?
Hello.
You're the new vet, aren't you?
Yes.
I was hoping to see Siegfried. I'm Richard Edmondson, by the way.
James Herriot. I'm afraid Siegfried's out on a call.
Oh, pity. I wanted him to come and have a look at my mare.
Well, I could come out this afternoon.
Oh, thanks. I'd prefer Siegfried to take a look at her. She's rather valuable.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll leave Siegfried a note. I have to be off, you see. Car keys.
That old Austin yours now, is it?
Yes, matter of fact it is. Siegfried's given it to me.
Well, you'd better ask him to get you a new set of tyres.
Oh, you noticed?
One day we could meet head-on in the country lane.
Yes, I dare say we could.
Oh, so long, old boy.
Thanks for the tip.
Well, what is your verdict, Mr. Herriot?
You are the owner of a fine, healthy young piglet, Mrs. Pumphrey.
Oh, what a wonderful relief. He's quite adorable, isn't he? I've decided to call him Nugent.
Nugent?
Yes, after my great-uncle Nugent. He was a little pink man with tiny eyes and a snub nose. The resemblance is quite startling.
Really? How very interesting.
Oh, Mr. Herriot, if you only knew how excited I am at having a pig of my very own.
Yes, I can believe that, Mrs. Pumphrey, but what actually decided you?
Oh, darling Tricky, of course. I worried so much about him being an only dog, and this seems a perfect solution.
Well, it's certainly a solution. I'm sure they'll get on very well together. However, Mrs. Pumphrey, there is just one thing.
What's that, Mr. Herriot?
Nugent can't live in the house.
You don't mean it.
I'm afraid so.
But that's a dreadful thing to say. He can't possibly live out of doors. He might catch pneumonia.
As a matter of fact, he's more likely to catch pneumonia if he lives indoors.
But, Mr. Herriot...
I'm absolutely serious, Mrs. Pumphrey. Now, if you can get a Hodgkin to build him a nice warm sty and a good long outside run, I promise you he'll be much healthier and much happier.
In that case, well, Nugent, you heard what Uncle Herriot said. If it's a question of your health and happiness... Oh, no. It's really naughty. It's for your own good, darling. We'll just have to do what he says. Do you think he'll get very much bigger?
Hi, Siegfried. Off to a church.
Mr. Farnan, I must have a word with you.
I'm a bit pressed for time, Miss Harbottle.
Naturally. When it comes to practical matters of business, you always are. I don't wish to seem impertinent, Mr. Farnan. As my employer, I have a duty towards you. Now, if I'm to bring any order out of this chaos... Don't go away, Mr. Farnan. It's probably for you in any case. Mr. Farnan, secretary speaking. Oh, good morning, Colonel Brent.
I'm not in.
Yes, he is. Right beside me. Will you hold on a moment? Colonel Brent for you, Mr. Farnan.
Yes. Speaking. Yes, of course I know which two are Herald. What do you mean it's gone lame again? You're telling me you've had that animal out on exercise? God damn and blast it, man! I gave the strictest instructions that leg was to be rested for at least 2 weeks! Well, if
If you will employ a village idiot as your head lad, that's your funeral, not mine. Goodbye. Miss Harbottle, if I say that I don't wish to speak to somebody...
You said nothing of this sort, Mr. Farnan. You said you were not here. I have no intention of lying on your behalf. Now, will you kindly look at this? It's a perfect example of what I was talking about just now. Go on, Mr. Farnan. Read it yourself.
By Jove, James, we're going to slay those little teasers tonight. I'm just in the mood. How do I look? Fine.
Christian! You can usefully do this job.
The job now?
Yeah, certainly. Charlie Dent's pig's ear needs lancing. Go and do it now.
You're out of your mind, Siegfried.
Questioning my orders?
In this instance, yes, I know all about that ruddy pig. It's a killer. It's also pitch dark. What am I supposed to do? Hold a torch in one hand and a lancet in the other while it disembowels me?
Charlie Dent will give you a hand.
He won't. It's Saturday evening. The whole family goes to the pictures every Saturday evening.
Then you'll simply have to manage alone.
I'll come, Tris.
No, you won't, James. You won't do anything kind. It's your evening off. Besides, a simple little job like that, Tristan's deliberately exaggerating the difficulties.
Oh, all right. Be the boss if you want to. I'll just go and change the glad rags.
No, you won't.
What?
The case is urgent. Go now, as you are.
But this is my only decent suit.
Yes, I know, it's a shame. That kind of thing is an occupational hazard in our profession.
My God, you poor old devil.
Yes. Bit of a state, what? Never mind. Bodies can be washed and suits cleaned. How was the dance?
Oh, I didn't go. I wasn't in the mood somehow.
It's all Siegfried's fault. Where is he?
He's gone up to bed. He's taking early calls.
It's a pity. I'd like him to have seen me like this.
Yes. At least he'd know you tried.
Tried? My dear chap, I succeeded. You didn't. I don't mind telling you, it was pretty unnerving at first. I got to the sty, pitch dark. There I was, all alone. Nothing but that creature, unseen, grunting and growling on the other side of the wall. I wasn't feeling a bit happy, James.
I can imagine.
Anyway, finally, I shone the torch on the creature's face. It charged at the light, roaring like a lion and showing all those dirty yellow teeth. Well, I nearly wrapped it up and came home there and then. But I got to thinking about the dance and all those dear little fresh-faced nurses. Anyway, that was all it needed. I was over the wall in a flash and flat on my back in that dreadful pig muck even quicker. The torch had gone out. I suppose she couldn't see enough to get a bite in when she charged. I just heard this bark and felt this terrific weight against my legs as I went down. It's a funny thing, James. I'm not a violent man, but lying there, all my fears vanished. Before I knew what I was doing, I was on my feet, booting her ass round and round the sty. And that's what's so extraordinary. She was a coward at heart. She showed no fight at all.
Good for you, Tris.
Oh, yes. Gave my poor old battered ego the most tremendous boost.
But what about the ear? I mean, how did you open the hematoma?
There was no problem.
Oh.
While I was chasing her, she crashed into the wall. Thing burst itself. It made a beautiful job.
Morning, Siegfried.
Kippers cooked in butter, one of the more exquisite culinary fragrances.
The Austin needs a complete new set of tyres.
Really? And who's opinion?
Richard Edmondson.
Richard Edmondson? What on earth are you talking about? You don't even know the man.
I do now. Had a puncture on the way to Croxton's. He virtually predicted it.
Infernal nerve.
I think he's running some sort of road safety campaign in his paper.
Definitely is.
Anyway, he said it was dangerous driving the car with tyres like that and asked me to pass the message on, sort of. So I have.
Thank you. That man's a menace, getting much too big for his boots. Just because he owns a miserable local rag, he thinks he can start chucking his weight around. New tyres, forsooth. I'll give him new tyres when I see him next.
I didn't take to him too greatly myself. A condescending sort of chap, I thought.
Yes, he is. Hasn't heard the last of this, I can tell you.
Morning, Siegfried. You're going to love this.
Did you lance that ear?
Oh, it's no bother at all. Listen. This is addressed to Mr. Tristan Farnan. It's not a squire, mark you, never mind. Dear Mr. Farnan, in view of your brother's unspeakable behavior, I cannot bring myself to communicate with him directly. The meaning of the word gentleman is one which is plainly unknown to him. You will be so good as to inform him that as of this date, I am no longer in his employment. Yours truly, Winifred Harbottle. You've got a nerve, Siegfried. Fancy goosing the Harbottle.
I find that to mark an extraordinarily bad taste. Did you say... Do you mean... She's not returning here?
It's fairly obvious, isn't it?
Oh, what a beautiful morning. James, my boy, it's a wonderful day. Come on, Dobbs. Come on, Dobbs. Come on, come on, come on.
Hallelujah! 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 La 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 pa 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 la.
Well, my brother's out on a job, Mr. Crump. No, I really couldn't say. Well, our secretary's indisposed, so I'm on duty here. Mr. Herriot could come. Right, fine, I'll tell him. Goodbye.
What was all that about?
Nothing you can't handle, my boy. Crump's mare touch of Monday morning disease.
Right, I'll be off.
Oh, James.
Yes?
Helen Alderson.
What about her?
Well, I've not been idle on your behalf. In fact, I've been putting out delicate inquiries.
Oh, you haven't.
Oh, calm yourself. My second name is diplomacy. I've come up with a very useful lead.
What is it?
You're a bit of a classical music addict, aren't you?
Mildly, why?
So's she. She is a member of the Darrowby Music Society, and every Tuesday, come rain or shine, attends their evenings in the village hall. You might do worse than become a member yourself.
Thank you, Tristan. I am not ungrateful. That's it, Mr. Crump.
In here.
Oh, thanks.
It's a right funny thing, Mr. Elliot. If it happens at all, it's always over a weekend.
And that's why it's called Monday morning disease.
Ah, but why does it happen?
Well, I don't think anybody knows for certain. It's something to do with the suspension of normal work and exercise over a couple of days. Still, at least we know how to cure it.
Aye, fomentation, massage, and forcible exercise.
That's it. No corn, just bran. Back to normal in a couple of days.
Thank you, Mr. Elliot. Would you like a drink of my wine?
Well,
Albert? Albert? Stop it. Mr. Herriot doesn't want any wine. Oh, I wish you'd stop pestering people so. Him and his own made wine. He's always looking for a victim. I'm going down to the village now to see the school play. I'll have to go. We're late as it is. Come along, children. That's it. Off you go.
how about that drink, Mr. Crump?
You would? You'd really like to try some?
I'd love to. I haven't had my supper yet. Something to whet the appetite.
Ah, well, come on. Sit down here. Make yourself comfortable, Mr. Elliot.
Thank you.
Oh. Ah.
Great Scott! All your own work, Mr. Crump.
Every drop of it, aye. Now, I think we'll start with the rhubarb.
Yes. Yes, I see, Mr. Bamford. Well, they're both out at the moment. I was expecting Mr. Heriot back some time ago. Wait a jiff, Mr. Crump's place, it's just down the road from you, isn't it? Well, it's worth a try, and if he comes back here in the meantime, I'll send him straight out. Right, fine. Goodbye.
It's a good year for parsnip.
Oh.
Right, now then. Oh, you must try the dandelion.
What?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Now. Yeah. How'd you find that, eh?
Very good.
Excellent. Bit sharpish, maybe, eh?
No. I like a good dry white wine myself. Mr. Crump, I must congratulate you.
Oh.
No.
You know, thank you, Mr. It's much appreciated, huh? Yeah. Oh, now then, you must try this one. This one is, oh dear. You must try this one. Yes. This one, in my opinion, is comparable with a good Moselle. I made it last year, and I'd very much appreciate if you told me what you think of it. Now then.
Mr. Crump! Mr. Crump! Is the veterinary still here?
Oh, just you keep on trying it.
Mr. Crump!
Right! Oh, hey. It's Bamford's up at Hollybush. Cows on calving. It's only just uphill here.
Call of duty. I must be going. Many thanks.
Hey, it's raining. It's raining like hell. You can't go out like that here. I know. But check this.
Oh. It's most thoughtful.
All right.
Bye, Mr. Crump.
Bye. It's earlier.
Looks like a leg back. Big, roomy cow. Shouldn't be difficult. Could you please bring me a bucket of hot water, some soap and a towel? Can I have a bucket of hot water, some soap and a towel? Please.
There we are, gentlemen. A fine bull calf. Now, if you just drop him down with a few whiffs of straw, and then pull him round for his mother to lick.
Morning, James.
Morning.
Good Lord, why on earth are you walking like that? Nothing the matter with you, is there?
No. There's a few glasses of Crump's wine last night. Someone's a bit upset.
Oh, Crump's wine? Good grief, that stuff's lethal. You sure there's only a few glasses?
Yes. Just a few.
Hey, wait a minute, Chisholm, didn't you say that James delivered a calf at Bamford's after Crump's?
Well, as a matter of
But
fact...
did you, James?
I come to mention it. Yes, I did.
Okay. Successfully?
Oh, yes, rather. Why?
Well, it's just the Bamfords are strict Methodists, my boy. Grand chaps, but dead nuts against drink. If they thought you were under the influence of alcohol, they wouldn't have any of us on the place again. They didn't notice anything, I don't.
Oh, heavens, no. Extraordinary idea.
Oh, it's a good thing. And now, little brother, I have a treat in store for you. There you are, my boy. 7 beautiful, bouncing baby porkers. I'm a man of my word. They're all yours to feed and fatten.
Thanks a million. And just what I've always wanted.
Follow me, gentlemen. The boiler, Tristan.
What about it?
Neglected these many years. Clean it up and get it working again. Your new young charge is going to need all it can provide. Swill, Tristan, swill. From now on, no wastage in this house. Every potato skin and bacon rind is going to count.
That's cannibalism.
Possibly. I'm not unduly concerned. James, come with me. I want to talk to you.
La 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 la. Are you sure you can manage, Mr. Harriet?
Yes, thanks, Mrs. Crump.
Oh, it is good of him to help with the washing up. Do you know, I've never known anybody so willing.
It's all right.
Oh, well, then, I'll be getting back to the discussion. These musical society evenings are very interesting, don't you think?
Yes, very.
Yes.
It is very good of you to help with the washing up. I hate washing up.
Well, I'll wash and you can dry.
Yeah, it's all right. When did you decide to join the musical society?
Just a few days ago. Someone told me about it.
So you like music?
Very much.
If you please. Would you like to leave this and go back to the discussion?
Oh, no.
Welcome you.
This part's a bit boring.
The second part of the evening. Our discussion. We are most fortunate with us this evening. None other than that redoubtable expert of the audience.
Did you get your car back all right after the flat tire?
Oh, you heard.
Yes, I heard.
Siegfried's given me a complete new set of tyres.
Oh, splendid.
And he's given me a rebore, too. Suddenly I'm quite mobile again.
First, a word about what counterpoint is. In a time of Palestinian harmonies where many simple words get too far, music has become very much more
I'll see you sometime.
If you like.
Saturday evening.
Yes, all right.